Hello and welcome to Boomer Bust NFL Fantasy Football Podcast. We are now live on YouTube doing our first ever fantasy mock draft, full PPR. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. We went through plenty of technical difficulties tonight, but I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. Joining me tonight, I have a few familiar faces to the podcast. First up, Roberto, how are you?
Very well. I'm glad that we're finally on after 3 hours trying to get on. Happy to be here.
More technical issues than NASA. And Martin, you're here to confuse folk. Colts jumper match with the Cowboys hat. How are you?
That's it, mate. Call me a glory hunter. Aye, fantastic, mate. Just excited for this.
Glory hunter, don't flatter yourself with the Colts and the Cowboys. Shug, how's it going, mate? My usual compadre.
Good, mate. Glad to be in this as well. You've got some patience persevering with this, so the technical issues. I'd have launched the computer out the window by now.
Yeah, everyone wonders why I've not got much hair, and here's all the answers. So I'll not keep you much longer. So first up, we'll go second pick. We've got Roberto. Fourth pick, myself. Pick number 6 is Martin, and pick 7 is Shug. So draft wisely, boys. Let's go. Okay, it's pick 1. Jonathan Taylor's away. Roberto, what are you thinking here?
So I'm not going to tell you my real draft strategy, as this is a mock. I'm going to go for an absolute superstar last season, Cooper Cup.
Nice, mate. So I see Derek Henry's now went at number 3. Cooper Cup, unusual to take a wide receiver first round, but brave of you, mate. So I'm looking just now. Chris McCaffrey's there. I'm going to try and avoid him. Wee bit injury prone. I'm going to be one of the guys. So I'm going to go Austin Ekeler, guys. Superstar last year. Martin, you're up. Ekeler off the board. Chris McCaffrey's away. What are you thinking now?
I would normally go running back in the first pick, the first round, but I just can't pass up Justin Jefferson, especially at the sixth. That's the sixth pick. He's never going to fall that fast, so I'm just going to go with him.
Shug, you're up next. What's happening?
I'm going straight for a bold strategy. I'm going for the cheetah.
Oh, nice. It's not like you, mate. So off the board, a few wide receivers. My God, we've got 4 wide receivers off the board already, which is very unusual. Let's see what happens. Dalvin Cook's away, Joe Mixon away, Najee Harris away. So that's 3 big wide receivers towards the end of the first round, which is quite unusual. Shug, back round to
Back
you.
to me. I'm going to go Jones. Aaron Jones.
Nice.
Not happy about that.
I think he's going to see a lot of work this year.
Aye, I wanted him. That's why I'm not happy. I knew that was going to happen. I just need to get you back next round.
I've got what I came for.
So
got the cheetah and the big man.
Again, I'm definitely going to go running back here, and I think for me it's all the massive upside where the confusion in Cleveland. We don't know what's happening with the quarterback. Like, how long is Deshaun going to be out for? Jacoby is an okay backup, but I don't think the receiver core is going to do more. So my guy in this round is going to be Nick Chubb. He's going to see so much work.
Yeah, and to add to that, Kareem Hunt handed in his trade request. We're not sure if it's going to be requested, so it's going to be accepted. So Nick Chubb might see a lot of work there. So for me, I'm looking down the list now. Still available guys like Saquon Barkley. I'm trying to stay away from the injured players. That's my tactic at the moment. I'm looking here as well. Devontae Adams. I don't really want to take a wide receiver this early, but there's an exception here. Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver, he's a running back, he's everything. I can't pass up the chance to take him, so I'll draft Deebo Samuel.
You've seen that the computers just took Travis Kelce, tight end, as his second pick.
Oh, that is your boy. So Devontae Adams now away as well, so it's landing on you, Roberto. Who's on your list?
So is Kamara injured?
Kamara suspended for the first 6 or 7 games. Is it PED?
We don't know. We don't really know if he's going to be suspended this year or if the legal proceedings are going to be delayed and he gets this full year and then it's possibly going to be the start of next year. It could also come in the middle of the year. So it's a bit of a gamble at this point with Kamara, but they're hoping to have it sorted out before sort of draft season properly kicks off. His ADP's been rising quite a lot lately.
So you've convinced Roberto to take Kamara. That's Lamb away. Our first quarterback and Josh Allen's now away. Roberto, it's back round to you, mate.
So I'm thinking a quarterback as well. I did want Josh Allen. I wanted Travis Kelce for my tight end.
You've done very well, aren't you?
I know, mate. I took someone who might be suspended for the first 6 games. I'm going to go with Patty Mahomes.
Nice. Top tier quarterback. Mahomes away, Leonard Fournette away, who I think might actually be a sneaky pickup considering the workload that he's going to see. I'm looking here and I don't want to reach too much at this stage, but when I look down my list, guys that stick out to me are probably the tight ends at the moment. Darren Waller, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, even Kyle Pitts is quite high. So I'm actually going to go, I don't want to go wide receiver just yet. I'm going to go Mike Evans, wide receiver, who was very good for me. Top 3 for red zone targets last season and the season before. So Mike Evans is my pick there. Javonte Williams goes off the board, which I think, in that sense, that I'm not sure it's got the same value that you would get with Melvin Gordon. I think they're going to see the same amount of workload. Very similar point share last year within fantasy, so I'm not sure that's good value. Martin, what's in your mind?
Actually, quite the opposite of what you were just saying. Javonte's my guy. I always try and get him every draft I go for. I've seen a report from Pro Football Focus just the other day saying they think it's going to be about a 70-30 split in Denver in favour of Javonte. You know what it's like with running backs, they always favour the youth. It's such a hard-hitting position that it takes its toll on players. Gordon, like you said, later in the draft, he's going to be a great value, even if he's not in Denver this season. Still not entirely sure if he is going to stay or not. But yeah, I'm very disappointed by that. Javonte is my guy, so I'm looking at a couple of guys at this point. I don't think I'm going to need to choose between them. The other one's not going to come back round. I know that for a fact, but I'm going to try and strengthen at the running back position again and take my guy from my team, Zeke.
Oh, very nice. I don't know if I agree with that. I quite like Pollard. Shug, who are you thinking about here?
That was my plan. I was going to go with him there. I just had my hands on wee Billy Elliott there. Not sure right now. I might pick up a QB then, or will that? I'm going to strengthen at running back and I'll pick the next one on the list.
Who have you went with?
Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. Could have a breakout year, who knows?
Yep, and that's me again.
He is due one.
He certainly is. Just hope he can stay injury free. Back round to
I'm
Shug.
going to go with the Waddler next at wide receiver. Dolphins heavy. I'm going to go Dolphins heavy. I'm going to go with the Waddler, Willie Waddle.
That's a bold one.
Shug.
Going to have a good season.
Probably will do. Some people are actually saying he might have a better season than Tyreek. You know, he's already got the chemistry with Tua, but going your first 2 wide receivers, WR1, WR2 on the same team's a bold strategy, mate. I like it. Go hard or go home.
Listen, that's a championship ring.
Aye, all right. So at this point, I'm going to take a guy who I think last year he was incredible, and I think he's just going to go into bigger and better things. He's got a new quarterback as well. I think he's going to be an absolute powerhouse wide receiver over the next few years. I'm going to take Michael Pittman Jr.
Oh, mate, you've just snatched him right out of my hands there. So Pittman's away. It's come down to me. T. Higgins goes away, who could also be a very big pick this year. People tipping him to do better than Chase. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Looking down my list, he was my choice at wide receiver. If I can't get him just now, I'm going to look to running back. Everybody's tipping him big time, and I'm going to take him. It would have been Eli Mitchell had I not picked up Samuel, so I'm going to go Travis Etienne.
Good pick.
Thank you, Ken, sir. So off the board comes Etienne, James Conner off next, Roberto. Goes George Kittle, tight end. So your team's shaping up quite nicely. A wide receiver, running back, tight end, and QB.
And now back to me. The reason I wanted Kittle is Kittle was always going to be second to Kelsey for me. So if I can't get Kelsey, then I'll take Kittle.
You're going to take a kicker now?
We'll take a defence now. Take the Bears defence. Right. So I think I want another wide receiver. And I want Metcalf.
Oh, nice. Metcalf away, Justin Herbert away. I'm very undecided who I'm going to take now.
Just while you're thinking there, Kyran, just on Metcalf, obviously he signed his new deal. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be sort of as long or as much money as he signed for. So even though the quarterback position in Seattle is a wee bit questionable just now, he's an absolute beast. He's a monster. He's going to get the targets. He's going to rack up the points, and getting him in the 5th rounds, that's just an absolute value. All ends up for me.
Aye, absolutely. It's more like the sort of Cordero Patterson of that team. He's going to put them on his back and carry them. I think that's what's going to be the case. There's nobody else there. I'm actually going to go J.K. Dobbins. Came off PUP today. Looks like he's going to get a big workload, take a wee bit off of main man Lamar Jackson. So let's see how he goes. Johnson off the list. Martin, you're up.
So I'm normally tempted at this point to start looking at tight ends if the sort of top tier, that higher echelon, the tight end is still there. Darren Waller is the last one sort of in that tier. He's pretty much on my do not draft list this year, just because you don't really know how it's going to shape up in Las Vegas. They've brought in Adams. I think Hunter Renfrow will have a great year, and it's taking targets away from Darren Waller. So I'm actually going to avoid him. I don't see any real value at running back at this point either. Hopefully revisit that position a wee bit later, maybe in a couple of rounds. So I'm going to take another guy quite like DK Metcalf, and that he's just the absolute powerhouse in his team. He's going to see all the targets at wide receiver, and it's DJ Moore in Carolina.
Yeah, he's going to see a lot of targets. I just don't know if he's going to, I don't know, boom or bust, as we say.
Exactly.
Quote a name there. Shug, you're up, mate. Another Dolphin, is it?
Nah, name your Dolphins. Name your Dolphins. Yeah. Might go a man we've spoke about in the pod. Going to Jury Judy.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Rex Burkhead there.
Nah, Burkhead. I'm keeping him maybe the next pick.
Later round. So Jerry Judy away, Gibson away, Lamar Jackson away.
I might go QB now. I still see a good few QBs that I would take, to be honest. So I don't really see a great rush there. I'll go tight end and I'll draft big. It's between the Schultz and the Ham Hock. I'll go Schultz.
Big Schultz.
Never lets me down.
I think he's probably just outside of that top tier tight end that I was talking about with Darren Waller. I think he's got a really good chance to break in to that sort of tier this year, because that just loves his tight ends. It always has. That's what's made Schultz bounce up the boards so far this year. So back to me.
Martin,
Normally, yes, mate.
sorry, did you just say that Dak likes a tight end?
I did, aye.
Sausage.
Don't we all? I'm enticed by the idea of taking a quarterback at this point. I would normally kind of wait and hold off till later in the draft, because in a one quarterback league you get so much value later on. But again, in the 6th round, the Tiger King's sitting there. He's going to be wearing his white Tiger helmet this year. I'm going for my guy, Mr. Sex on Legs, Joey Burrow.
Ah, mate, great pick. Right, I'm going to go tactical here, considering that Toasty's in our league and he loves a trade. I said I wouldn't, but I'm going to, because he's quite a high pick. His ADP's 56.1 at the moment. I'm going to take Eli Mitchell. That's a wee bit of a tactical pickup. Watch out for your trade inbox. Mike Williams is away. Next pickup, Roberto.
Right, so I'm going to take another running back here. Cordell Patterson, he done really well for you last season. I'm going to take him, and I've got someone else in mind, which is perfect. So last year, Drew obviously had a really successful year because he had Stafford and Cup. They two brought in a ridiculous amount of points. Do you think in a draft or in your team it is good to have quarterback and wide receiver one, because you're essentially going to get double the points week on week? Or if they don't perform, then that's two players that's going to detriment you.
Yeah, I think we've seen it working for Drew last year with Stafford and Cup, but in Tony's case, it didn't work with Mahomes and Tyreek Hill when they didn't have as best a year as they did the previous, which worked for him. So it can go one or two ways, but you're up again. You're coming round fast and furious. Who have you got for us now?
So I was going to take Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously, with Patrick Mahomes, him replacing Tyreek Hill potentially. But I'm going to stick with someone who's been very good for me the last 2 years. Hooked on a feeling.
Love it.
I think this is his last chance to have a really big year. He's getting on a wee bit, but I still think he's got it in him.
Yeah.
The ham hock comes off the board, Shug. You got to do that?
Nah. He's done okay for me in the past, but I'm not overly fussed him. So I'll pick him up at some point, I'm sure.
DJ Hawkinson comes off the board. My turn up next. It's about time I took a quarterback. The choice between Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go a wee bit left field here. Normally I would go Murray, but I'm liking the look of Hurts this year. He's got a lot in the legs, very similar to Murray, but I think he's got more weapons round about him, so I'm going to go Jalen Hurts. Hurts off the board. Let's see who goes next. We're looking at Chris Godwin coming off the board as well. Martin, you're up.
I was thinking about Chris Godwin. I didn't think he was going to make it to me. I thought that pick in between would have been Godwin. All the reports so far are being that he's going to be ready. He's going to be back. He's fit. He's came back for the injury frighteningly quick, which is amazing for him. And that wide receiver room in Tampa is just stacked now. So even though they've got so many options there, bringing in Julio, Russell Gage on top of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Brady he loves to throw. He throws probably more than any other quarterback. The targets aren't going to be an issue there, so he was on my radar. But with him gone, I think. So again, I'm between two guys, one running back, one wide receiver, and the running back I'm kind of looking at is AJ Dillon. I think he's going to see a lot of time on the field in Green Bay because, again, wide receiver wise, we don't really have a standout guy since Adams left. That being said, they have brought in a few guys. You've got Alan Lazard there. You've got Christian Watson, the rookie there as well. All these guys are going to be fighting to be the wide receiver one. Aaron Jones is going to see the majority of snaps at running back, but you do tend to find that the vacated targets go to a running back. So I think AJ Dillon will see a lot of time in the field, maybe even Aaron Jones lining up in the slot as a receiver. On the flip side of that, you've got Brandon Cooks and you've got Brandon Cooks in Texas. Aye, all right, Shug, I'll take it in a second. I'm trying to enlighten people here.
What's he just said to you? Hurry the fuck up.
Basically, aye. I'm trying to educate while we go.
Get on with it, man. This isn't for education.
I'm pressing fast forward on my screen here. It's not working.
I think Brandon Cooks and Houston, again, I've taken DJ Moore as a kind of guy who's going to be putting the team on his back a wee bit, so I don't really want to take that risk again. So I'm going to go with AJ Dillon out of Green Bay.
Okay, so Martin goes AJ Dillon in the 7th round. 6th pick, 7.6 for anyone that's listening or not watching. Next up, Shug, what are you thinking?
Well, after all that spiel, I thought he wasn't going to take Dillon, so I had my finger on Dillon, and then he went back to taking Dillon. They could have saved us a lot of time, but just gone with his original and just gone with Dillon. So I'm back to the drawing board, to be honest with you.
I gave you a good point about Brandon Cooks there, though, if you want to take him.
I was sleeping by that point, but aye, Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks comes off the board. Next off the board, let's see, Kyler Murray's away, Devontae Harris is away. I'm not a big fan of taking Patriots. Let's see who goes next here. Juju Smith's away, Russell Wilson's away, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Amon-Ra St. Brown's away, and it's back to you, Shug.
I'm going to go and pick up my QB. I'm going to go a Dak attack.
Nice. That's a very good pick considering we're late in the 8th round. Martin, it's back to you. Do you want another 5 minutes to decide who you want, mate?
It's 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to make the most of this.
To the bottom of the corner.
No, I think what your missus says.
Keep it clean. This one's quite an easy pick for me. It's always questionable when you've not seen a guy on the field for so long through injuries and other such reasons. But I think Michael Thomas is going to be a beast again. I think he's going to come back and be his old self, and we're really going to see the best of him in New Orleans. So I'm going to take him here in the 8th round.
Yeah, I stashed him last year and it didn't really come off, which was quite frustrating. Let's see, so Michael Thomas off, Tom Brady's away now, so it's back to me. I don't have a tight end yet, so I'm going to start looking down that route. Slim pickings, Dallas Goedert still there, Zach Ertz still there, Dawson Knox still there. I'm actually going to go, we're halfway through the 8th round here. I'm going to go slightly reachy here and go for Dawson Knox, just for the simple fact that I think with the lack of wide receiver core at the Cowboys, it's not going to be all CeeDee Lamb. Dawson Knox was excellent, I felt, last year for the Cowboys, but he's still got more to offer. So he goes, Miles Sanders goes. We're back to you, Bobby.
Hold on a minute, Bobby. You're talking about Dawson Knox and Buffalo here, Kyran.
Oh, God. Dawson Knox and Buffalo. God, I've not done my homework. I can't keep up.
This is why it's educational, Shug.
Archie's boy.
Amateur Archie's boy. They want to trade. Bobby, you've went for Tony Pollard. I think that's a nice pickup, mate. There's plenty of value there. Kareem Hunt goes away, and it's back to you again, Bobby. Your second pick of the 9th round.
So this is a pretty risky one, but he had a really good season last season. In the red zone, he's consistently targeted, so I'm going to go with Hunter Renfrow for the Raiders. Obviously, that's scary because Adams is there, and he's obviously going to be number one, but Renfro's obviously got a good relationship with Carr, and they've done well the last few years, so hopefully he does make a turn this year.
I like it. I like the pick. So, Renfrow off the board, Rashad Bateman's away. It's back to me. Let's try and pick someone who I know who they play for. So we're at that sort of sleeper stage now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking about, and we're talking about guys like the 1-2 punch with the quarterback. I have got Jalen Hurts here, and I'm now looking at Devonta Smith is there, who I really like the look of. I'm just not sure he's going to get the targets expected. So I'm looking further afield, and I am going to go Alan Lazard, who I think is going to get a hell of a lot of targets this year from Aaron Rodgers. Slightly
Yeah.
reachy. Devonta Smith goes next. Wee bit as predicted. Martin, War
So
and
I'm
Peace,
in
let's
the
go.
I'm in the same boat as you with Devonta Smith and pretty much everybody in Philly. Just with AJ Brown arriving there, I think it's going to be a big sort of target share across the field. Plus, we've seen the quarterback Jalen Hurts. He loves to run. He loves to use his legs. So again, with that in mind, I'm kind of taking a bit of a risk on this one, but I'm looking at tight end and I'm looking at Dallas Goedert. I think he's by far and away the best tight end on the board here in the 9th round, and I'm just going to take that risk.
I like it. Nice pickup. Good tight end. I think he's going to see a lot of targets. I'm just messing about with our draft board just now. Give me 2 seconds, please. And there we go. So, Shug, your pick.
I'm on the
Who's up?
clock. I'm going to look at strengthen at running back. Singletary, I'm going with.
Nice
Bold
pickup.
choice.
It is bold. I'm not sure he's done what's expected of him over the years, but he's going to break through 1 year. So Devin Singletary comes off the board. Devontae Hopkins finally comes off the board late in the 9th round, which is unusual for Devontae Hopkins. Let's see, Rashad Penny comes off. Kenneth Walker comes off, who could be a good pick. Drake London comes off, good friend of the pod. Pollock's man, Eli Moore comes off, and we're back round to you again, Shug.
Back to me. I'm going to go another running back. I'm going to go Chase Edmonds. The Dolphins are piling up in my team.
Oh, God.
I'll get more Dolphins in SeaWorld.
Josh McDaniels over there.
Empty the tanks.
Yep. So at this point, I haven't just said about Shug being a bold choice, taking Devin Singletary. I mean, Buffalo Bills running backs, you never really know what they're going to get, but all of the hype train is well and truly left the station for James Cook, the rookie out of Buffalo. I think he has to be the guy. I think he's going to do it in Buffalo this year, so I'm going to go ahead and take him here.
Nice, mate. So back to me. Cook's away, Butts away. I think I know who I'm going for here. I'm going another reach. I've mentioned him in the pod a few times. Let's go to wide receiver and let's see if he is still here. I don't know if I've been paying enough attention, but I still can't see that he's come off the board, so I'm going to find out how the hell I search on this thing. Oh, there we go. He's gone. Gabe Davis is away. I didn't realise he had gone. I should really pay attention, eh? So let's see. I'm going to go someone that is slightly reachy here. I think he's going to have his breakthrough year. I don't think we can do much worse than what we've done in the previous few years. New York Giants, Kadarius Toney. I think he's going to have a good year. He's got all the ability. Let's see how it goes for him. Kadarius Toney off the board. Wilson off the board. I see you've took Zach Ertz there. Roberto, what's the think behind that?
Just a backup for Kittle. Obviously, Kittle didn't play much last season, did he? He was out injured for, I think, the first half of the season anyway. So
Yeah.
how will he be this season? Is he going to be fit? Is he going to be ready? I hope so.
I tell you what, as well, Zach Ertz is going to see a lot of targets in the first 6 games with Hopkins obviously serving that suspension.
He is, he certainly is. So, time is up against us, boys. I am up with the next pick. Oh no, Roberto, sorry, who did you take?
Sorry, it's back to me. I will take. I'm rushed now. I'm gonna go with a fellow Bear, and take Justin Fields.
Fields is off the board. A nice pick. Tipped highly to do well. Matthew Stafford's just went in the 11th round, so it's me at 11.4. I'm going to take Melvin Gordon, who I think is a very good pickup in the 11th round, considering he'll see a lot of the red zone. Melvin Gordon's away in the 11th round. Rashad Stevenson goes next. Martin, you're on the board. Who are you thinking?
Quick fire here. I'm going to go with somebody who is starting the season in San Francisco for the first time, not in the doghouse with the coaches. He's being tipped to have a really good year. I'm going to take Brandon Ayuk.
Nice, very nice pickup. Shug,
You-
you're
My
up
list.
at pick number 11.7.
I'm going to go Gagey, Nicholas Gage.
Well, I did tell you to hurry up, and he was gone in less than 60 seconds, so that was good, mate. Cantor off the board. Freiermuth gone as well, so very good tight end. One that Martin had tipped highly.
Back to me.
Coming out the 12th round, Kasicki away, Trey Lance away, Cole Kmet, another one of Martin's favourites away. Shug, gone in 10
Back to
seconds
me.
this time.
I'm going to get the horse, Gallop.
Oh, nice pickup. Just on the verge of coming back for an ACL, but could prove to be a good
Could be.
pickup.
You'll be fine.
He'll be
I think when he does come back, he's going to see targets because the wide receivers in Dallas are an absolute mess just now. So I'm looking at two different rookies here. One wide receiver in Sky Moore, who's getting a lot of hype, but I think I'm going to go back to running back, take another rookie running back, and take Isaiah Spiller out of the Chargers.
Nice. If he's by anything to do with his name, I wouldn't fancy him catching the ball. Spiller away. Derek Carr now away in the 12th round, which I think is quite a good pickup. Back to myself. I am going to go with, let me see who I like out the list here. I'm telling you to hurry up. I'm going to go for a wee backup quarterback. Goes by the name of Tunga Tuivailova. It's a make or break season for him, and he could explode. So I'm going with that.
I'm now
away,
just
Christian Kirk away. Roberto, you're up next.
James Robinson I've took for the Jags. Obviously, what was the other running back that they've got?
It's
The
Travis
good one.
Etienne. Makes
Yeah,
a
yeah.
workload share there as well.
I am just filling up my bench now. That's what I'm doing.
Tyler Boyd, okay, I'm going to do this because I don't think anybody else has done it, and I am taking Justin Tucker, the first kicker off the board. So Chase Claypool's away, Tyler Boyd's away. Next
Back
up,
to
I
me.
can't pronounce his name, but he's a tight end for the Denver Broncos, and I think you all know who I'm talking about.
Like
Martin, who you
Albert
got?
O. Again, I'm going to double back to wide receiver. I'm going to go to Kansas City. Obviously, there's been a big gap left there in the wide receiver room with the Cheetah going to Miami. I'm going to take a guy who could be a good deep ball threat with Mahomes and take Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Very nice pickup. Okay, so Valdez-Scantling comes off the board halfway through the 13th round. Next up, Shug, who's coming off now, mate?
I might look towards a kicker as well. I'll take the Butker.
Nice. Butker off the board. We're starting to get to that end of the draft where people are coming off that we wouldn't really expect. So, Jones is away, Hunter Henry's away. We're now coming out the 14th round. Pierce is away. I can't see who's when. Evan McPherson's went as a kicker. It's a very good 14th round pick. Shug, you again, buddy.
Back to me. Again, I'm just filling up the bench now. Just filling up that bench. Go on then, Landry.
Good.
Jarvis Cocker.
Martin, who you got?
Well, I'm at the stage now. The only two I've got left are defence and kicker. So I'm going to go D first, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. After the first episode of the pod, I said the Chargers were going to go all the way and win the Super Bowl. I think they're doing it on the back of the D for the most part. So I'm going to take a Chargers D.
Back to you, Keith.
Yes, back to me, mate. Martin slightly cut off there. We have got 3 minutes left, so I'm going to go Irv Smith Jr. I predict him to have a big year despite the surgery on the thumb. So Alf Smith Jr. comes off the board, as well as the Rams, Chargers and Buccaneers defence. Roberto, who you got? You've took Matt Gate, kicker. It's a good pickup. Comes back down to
No,
the
I
game with the
did.
Ravens, and D. Carrollson, kicker, off the board. Who you think for your last pick in the 15th round?
So I need a defence, and I will go with. I mean, I'm not really happy with any of them. I'll just pick the 49ers defence.
Nice, mate. So 49ers defence comes off the board, and I am up next, and I'm just going to take the best available for me. Let's see, I'm going to take a chance on Njoku, who I think will see a lot of targets at the Browns. So 49ers defence off, Matt Prater off, Njoku off, Tyler Bass comes off. Martin, you're up next.
Easy one for me at kicker is Youngwei Koo in Atlanta.
Very nice, the Q, I like it. And Shug, you're up.
For me, just got to pick a defence, so I'm just going to go the next best available, Cowboys.
Cowboys defence goes. I'm going to streamline my defence this year. I'm not actually going to pick anybody up. I'll just try and pick up as we go, as I usually do. To finish off our draft, the Packers defence goes. Nick Folk goes as kicker, and to finish off, the very last kicker that goes is Brandon McManus. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I think we'll do the next pod and assess the teams that we've picked. Plenty of technical difficulties tonight, but it's been enjoyable. Have you all enjoyed yourself?
Been class.
Been good, enjoyed it.
Nice and educational, eh, Shug?
Yes.
Oh,
Fast
100%.
We've lasted
No,
about 40
everyone
minutes
has a
and
strategy.
Martin's about 30 of them, so it's been a pleasure, guys. Thanks very much for joining us. I'm sure hopefully we'll get a lot of views in the video. Take care.